Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'll be going through why a couple of friends and I have spent over 2 years creating a South Asian inspired Dungeons and Dragons setting called The Guru's Teaching of Bharaja. As you can see from our channel name and the title of this video, we've also coined the term InD&D because, well, I challenge anyone who's done what we've done to resist using a home run of a pun like that. If you haven't seen the very short intro video posted before this one, we've drawn inspiration from over 5,000 years worth of South Asian, particularly Indian history, and have crafted unique races, subclasses, a pantheon of gods, 10 empires, and a whole host of magical items and monsters for players to come across in their journeys. So why have we done this? From a personal standpoint, if we rewind back a couple of years, I was simply looking for a way to reconnect with my culture. Growing up as a British Asian lad, Indian history was barely touched upon during my education, from primary school all the way through to being a history grad at uni. I remember my secondary school history textbooks focusing on World War I, and I remember one page where there was a teeny tiny paragraph focusing on the Gurkhas and their contribution to the war effort. It was only when I went to visit Brighton not too long ago that I saw any real recognition of this at the Royal Pavilion. Obviously, my parents naturally passed down cultural knowledge about traditions, festivals, Vaisakhi, Diwali, independence, the partition, the caste system, but nothing of real depth when it came to history. To address this, my family and I started watching documentaries together about the Indus Valley or Harappan civilization, and it was around this time that I had a catch-up call with my good pal, Shirley. During which we were chatting about D&D, and Shirley expressed how he was a bit bored with his current sessions and just wanted something a little bit different. To which I said, well, we're both pretty creative, why don't we create our own Indian version of D&D? And that leads us on to one of our key motivators for the project. Traditionally, fantasy tabletop RPGs have been very Tolkien-esque, Eurocentric, and I've been clamoring on about the lack of South Asian content in Western media for years, so this was an opportunity to at least contribute to help remedying that problem. We aim to pay homage to the beautiful stories and rich cultures of my ancestors through the medium of fantasy, and hope this project will eventually help many discover the fascinating and wonderful history of South Asia. I also asked my pal and D&D savant Dimitri to join our ranks, and we all entered into a massive brainstorming and research phase which lasted many months. This entailed a deep dive into the Indian subcontinent's history, peoples and cultures from about 3300 BCE onwards. As you can imagine, that was a lot of reading, and you'll see the fruits of that in the coming weeks. The end goal here is to create a fully fledged source book available for purchase in both digital and printed formats, and for that to happen, we need a ton of artwork. So eventually, when we feel the time is right, we plan to launch a Kickstarter to help raise the necessary funds to pay artists of South Asian heritage to help bring this world to life. We're also reaching out to cultural consultants to make sure that everything we've created completely hits the mark when it comes to respecting both the history and culture. Essentially, we're trying to leave no stone unturned here. We're trying to do everything by the book and to the letter. This is a huge passion project and we've poured our heart and souls into this, so we really hope that comes across when you see it. The next video on this channel will be the start of a series of uploads showcasing the various empires in the world. I'll be going in depth into each and every one, explaining the various creative choices and inspirations behind each, starting with one called the Valayan Republic. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're interested in what we're doing, do hit that subscribe or follow button. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon.